Different ways to sharpen knife, but just basically the same. It's like foundation. You have a foundation, you can do anything. How many chefs are there in Trade Tech? 9 or 10? 10? How many different ways are there to sharpen a knife?
10.
10. Okay, everybody's going to show you different. You know, how do you sharpen your knife? You sharpen it away with where you're at, not where the chef is. Now, disrespecting, what's great about it is it's great that it's this way, because you find the way that works best for you. You can combine the two, combine everything. I'm going to show you the way that they showed me a long time ago, and it works every time. Now, I used to use oil stones religiously, but now in the last couple of years, I've been switched over to wetstones. I don't know if anybody's been to that. I love the place. It's called Anson Hardware. It's on 1st Street in Little Tokyo. They have all these, all the ceramic stones. These are ceramic stones, basically. Do me a favor. Go get me a coffee cup or a soup cup. For oil stones, a lot of people use this. The oil stones are okay as long as you use, and they work well. I just prefer the water stones now because I feel like you get a better edge on it with the water stones. But that's my personal opinion. The oil stones, the trouble we have with oil stones is that people think that you can put any kind of oil on top of that, and you can't. You have to put honing oil or special oil just for that, because if you put olive oil, it's the worst thing that you could do. If you put, canola oil, any kind of vegetable oil, it's the worst thing you do because it gums it up. And basically, you have to boil it out of it, and it's really, really hard to get to that point. Okay, now this right here there's coarse on this side and fine on this side. Now the trouble is sometimes we use coarse a lot because we can hear it, we can feel it actually doing some work to our knife. We have to, where we put on the smooth and we can't feel it too much. But you need to do the smooth just as much as you need to do the coarse, and you can do both of it. How much are these? This stone right here was probably, and I think it's it's like an 800. Thank you. It's like an 800, probably like 800,000 grit on this side, and probably about 1,200, 1,500, 1,600 on this side, maybe 2,000. Okay, it works really well. I don't have 40. It costs about $40, $40, $50. I don't have $40, $50. You know those stones they sell it like Asian markets are like $6. They work just as fine. Okay. You don't have a stone, you're in trouble. Dead. You can use the bottom of the
well,
coffee cup.
I checked it. It has too much glazing in it.
And it works. It works all right. It'll work. I mean, it's a little bit of glaze in there, but if it doesn't have the glaze in there, and use a knife, and it'll bring your knife back. What's the difference?
Mess up the cup.
No.
Care about the cup.
Who cares about the kid? Throw the cup out.
Don't put your fingers up and it can mess
Yeah.
up. I know, keep it low enough. But if you need to, I've been on the line where we don't have time to go and get their stone or whatever, and I needed a sharper knife, and I could use this. It works really well, just on even time.
That's where the glaze, but the glaze doesn't get on the stone.
Okay. How do I tell where's, what do I start with? I tend to go into the stone. A lot of people tell you that's not the best way to do it. I've tried to do it the other way. This works really well for me. Okay, so I go into the stone. They'll tell you that you shouldn't cut into the stone. Basically, you should go the opposite way. I'm going to show you this way because it's the way I do it. It works fine for me. Okay, but it's not the best way for the stone, but it works. Okay, what are we going to look at? We're going to start with the coarse first. And we're going to get an angle, the right angle. How do I know what angle it is?
It's saying
The best way to do it is to look and then to do it one time, and to look at where the residue ends. Okay, if you see a nice little thin strip of residue all the way down, you're doing all right. If you see it too much over here, you're too low. If you don't see any residue at all, you're probably too high. It just takes practice. That's all it is to do. It takes practice to get your knife sharp. And I'm going to tell you, it really is important. And because I'm going to tell you the chef is going to come up to you someday, not just here, I'm talking about on your job, and ask to use your knife or ask to do something or try to show you something. And he picks up the knife and feels it dull. There's a little thing back in the back that's saying, you know what, they don't really care that much. Honestly, it's a thought that goes through. So if you have it really sharp, say, wow, this is great. Okay, so I have an angle, and a proper angle, everybody know what the proper angle is?
20 degrees.
It's like 18.73. You have to get it exactly right.
No.
20 degrees. It's around 20 degrees. So if they have little special things that you can put on there and they'll keep it level at that point. It's up to you, but after a little practice, you can do it yourself. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn around the other side. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why 8?
Are you applying a lot of pressure or?
No, you don't want to, that's the key. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure. You want the knife to do the work. That's a good point. You got to pay attention to that. I'm very little. The other thing is I see people do is they kind of hit it and just kind of hit it. It's best to set it and go. Okay, set it, go, and then we'll see how much I have to sharpen your knife. Okay.
He doesn't use it. Doesn't move. Carl stole my life.
So this whetstone, you just soak it in water until you stop seeing the bubbles, which takes about 5 minutes. That's about it. So we'll see how we're doing. What do you want to talk about? What we're doing next?
Danny.
Danny?
See what happened is Carl got fired from Danny. You got fired from Danny? Man, I wish. I swear, bro. I got this knife from Rouse. It's like good. That shit is cheap as shit. Good chef. So I use it to sharpen it. I'm fucking sharpen knife right now. So my chef comes in, asks me to use your knife real fast to show you how to do this technique that I acquired. So I give him my knife and he gets to slicing and then he stops, he looks at the name, I'm like, don't judge me. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm just wondering why you have this cheap ass knife and it's sharp as hell. Practicing. Oh my God, such a good one.
So what's this do? Does it sharpen it? It hones it, okay? Now, you ever see those people that try to, try to show off? Honestly, I didn't say anything. Look. Okay, basically to hone this knife, if you go too much on it, you're gonna ruin everything you just did on there. And that's what the problem is. So you start from the end. Now you can go the other way if you feel more comfortable. I just have gone this way most of life. So make sure you start at the tip. Don't at the base. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. Because if you go more than that, you're going to tend to dull it. It still needs some work. The knife still needs some work, but we'll take a look at it.
It's a knife, like a utility. Use it for everything.
So you see what happens? So you see, look, hey. So you see what it's the difference between how it steps. I should have did it when we first started. I didn't do it so you can see the different. But now I'm not putting anything on, and now it's not sharp. So we could. And how often should you do it? Depends how much you use it. Probably once a year, right?
Yeah.
I'll probably once a month. Depending if you every 2 weeks if you're using a lot, and we can go from there. Okay. But keep your knife sharp, okay? Because that's part of it.